Hello everyone, Mr. Garino here, making a video to show you how to do a crossword puzzle online from my website. There's a couple of security things that we have to get by to make this thing display correctly. So I'm going to go real quick to Firefox. I'm going to go to my website, which is www.garinoland.com. And make sure you use the www. This is going to be important. Okay, I went to Harrison High School, and I go to Hardware Software, and when I click on Computer Basics, you'll see that the crossword puzzle that I just clicked on, the link for it, it opens in a new page or a new tab, but it doesn't work. And it says Activate Java here. If I click Activate Java, it's still not going to work, and I'll show you why. So let me close this out. The first thing you're going to need to do to get this to work, you're going to have to go to Start, All Programs, Java, Configure Java. And then you have to go to the Security tab, and then Edit Site List button. Click that. Then click the Add button. Then click on the Location area, and you get a little blinking cursor, and then you have to type this. And you need to type it just like this: http://www.garinoland.com. Then say OK. You're going to get this message basically saying if it's not a secure connection with the HTTPS, then you really shouldn't do it, but it's my website, and I know I didn't put anything bad there, so we can say OK, or click on Continue, and then click OK. And then when you go to your browser, and you type that in. Now you don't have to put the HTTP because that's kind of always there in the beginning of the title bar of the browser, whether you see it or not. I mean, it always starts with that. So, but you do have to put the www because in the exception list we listed it as that. If you don't put the 3 W's, then it looks at it as something slightly different, and it's not added to the exception list, and you're going to still be blocked. So www.garinoland.com. Hit enter. Go to Harrison High School. Go to Hardware Software, and then click on the link for the crossword puzzle. This is going to be hopefully a fun, interesting way to review a lot of the stuff that we're learning about computer basics for this first lesson, this first topic. So we click that link, and you'll see it still says Activate Java. When I click it though, I'm going to get a little message. In Firefox it says allow www.garinoland.com to run Java. If I click now, it'll open the crossword puzzle, but you'll have to do that again whenever you go to do another crossword puzzle from my website. If we click allow and remember, it will add this to the list of allowed sites in Firefox. So I'm going to click allow and remember, and now this message right here that you get is basically saying, okay, you've allowed it in Java, but are you sure? And yeah, we're sure, so we're going to say run. If we hadn't allowed it in Java, we would have got an error message that said your Java security will not allow this to run. Okay, so now we got this to run, and then I'm going to quickly show you how to work the crossword puzzle. It starts off with the first question being the top left one, number 1 down, and you can see that by it's in red and it's got a box around it. It says he found at Microsoft with Paul Allen. So to type there, you can just click there. I think it's already been selected by default. So the answer is Bill Gates. I'm going to type that in. And then I'm going to go over here to number 33. The reason why I'm picking this one is notice it's got a down and it's got an across. So when I click on 33, it defaults to the down one. Since there's 2 of them, they're both in red. But the one that you're actually going to be typing in has the red, has a box around it in red. If you don't want to do that one right now, if you click in 33 again, it'll switch to the across one. Again, they're still both in red, but the across question has the box around it. The other thing you could do too, find another corner. There are only too many of them. Oh, here, 17. So if I want to see set, it's not, I can't even see it on the list. How do I get there? Well, you click this little black up arrow, and we get to There should be a 17 across. Oh, here it is. And if I click on the question, notice it highlights 17 going this way. This 17 going down is also in red because it is a corner, but the one with the box around it is the one we're going to be typing in. The Windows shortcut to copy something like some text to the clipboard would be Control plus copy. Okay, something I just figured out while doing this crossword puzzle. I had put in Control plus C for the Windows shortcut to copy something like some text to the clipboard. That's Control plus C. But for some reason in my little crossword program thingamajigger, the plus sign doesn't want to come out over here. So just leave it as a space. Okay, so it's Control and then C, and there's a space in there. Something that you can see to know if something's wrong, like if you were to put the C in over here and wonder what's at the end there, this check button's pretty useful. If I click the check button, it makes things that are in the wrong place disappear. So the C goes over here, and when I hit check, it stays. Okay, so the space over here really should be a plus sign for any of those shortcuts. So Control C, Control plus C, however you want to say it. Okay, so to do another one, allows the user to hear sound produced by the computer. Here, let's do a simpler one. A box into which all the internal components are placed. 17 going down is case. Well, let's say I don't know how to spell case. Let's say I think it's K's, because I don't know how to pronounce things. When I hit check, the Z goes away. So when you're all done, you think you're all done at least, hit check, and if nothing goes away, if all your letters stay filled in, you got everything right. If something disappears, then obviously you got it wrong, go back and check. It could just be a spelling thing. Okay, change it, hit check again, everything stays, you're good to go. All right, that's how you do the crossword. Just to show you, in case you don't like using Firefox, let me show you how to use Chrome. Same sort of thing, just a slightly different place where you click. So it's going to be www again, .garinoland.com. Click on Harrison High School, Hardware Software. Click on Computer Basics, Crossword. Same thing, you get the little puzzle piece here. It says you need permission. Up in Chrome, they put the little puzzle piece with the X over here. Click that and say always allow plugins from Garinoland and say done. Curiously, in Firefox, when you do that, I guess it automatically refreshes, but in Chrome it doesn't, so you just have to refresh the page. And then again, you get the same Java message, just click run, and then the crossword puzzle works the same way. Okay. Internet Explorer, same sort of thing. The only difference is I haven't been able to figure out a way to block Java. So I think I might have turned it on my Internet Explorer at home, and I don't know how to turn it off. So it basically just works. So if I open up Internet Explorer and I go to my website and click on this, it doesn't say anything about the plugin being blocked. I just get the Java security message. So if anybody likes using Internet Explorer, so few people nowadays do, and it says something about the plugin, call me over, we'll have to get it worked out. But as far as I can tell, Internet Explorer doesn't block the plugin, or it did one time and I allowed it, and I can't seem to find a place to remove it from the list in the Internet Explorer exceptions, so it just works for me. Don't really know why, to be honest. Last thing is, if you had to leave while you were in, oops, I was typing here. If you had to leave while you were in the middle of doing a crossword puzzle, and of course I remember these things just from before, and you had some stuff done, and you say, gee, can I save this? Well, you can save a web page. Unfortunately though, because of the Java security, you cannot open a web page from your hard drive. So we can't seem to get the exception to work with that. So you could save it, but how are you ever going to reopen it? If you can't reopen it to look at it, what good is the fact that you saved it? So there's something else you can do. While this is on the screen and you have it partially filled in and you need to leave for an extended period, and you're worried, you might lose everything, or maybe you won't even be back and you haven't finished yet. If you hit the print screen button on your keyboard, which is just to the right of F12, usually right above the set of keys that say insert, home, delete, stuff like that, there's a button that's abbreviated PRT, SCN, or SCRN, something like that. It stands for print screen, and what that really does is it takes whatever on your screen and puts it on the clipboard. So I'm going to press that button now, and then I can go into all programs, accessories, and then a very simple picture editing program that everybody gets with Windows is Paint. If you open that up and you just say paste, voila, there's your screen. So you can save this, not over here because this is part of the browser. You have to go up here and click the save button. And I would not save it to my pictures folder. That's a very bad place. I would save it to the actual folder where I save everything for this particular project. You guys would have something called hardware software. I have something called that too, except I abbreviated it HS. So I'd go here. This one happens to be computer basics, and so I would save the picture here. Maybe I would name it computer basics XWord. Okay, so that after I left, I come back, I got the thing half filled out. I don't want to read everything again. I just want to refill in everything rather quickly by looking at my picture. Okay, all I would have to do is go to that folder. However, when you get to that folder, this is how I get to mine. And then I see I have a picture called Computer Basics XWord. I double click on that, and then I use one of the Windows shortcuts I learned, which is hold down the Windows key and press right to snap to the right, and then on the other one, hold down the Windows key, press left, snap to the left, and then I have all my hand tools here, and I could refill in everything here if this was blank because I just had to restart it back up. Okay, so the way to get the Java security working through the 3 different browsers that we use, and a way to save something, at least an image of what you were working on if you weren't able to